Now just a basic introduction of MongoDB. MongoDB was made by a company known as Tengen, and since MongoDB became very popular, it got renamed as MongoDB. Now the company's name is MongoDB and no more Tengen. So it is a non-relational JSON document store. So they don't refer to it as a database, but more of document store. Now the word itself is retrieved, the MongoDB, the word itself is retrieved from the word humongous, which means huge. Okay, and it manages to store data that you can't basically store in any RDBMS format. It forms a very important part of the ecosystem of big data, which is an emerging technology in market. MongoDB is a document oriented database, and it uses JSON to store data. Now it is nothing but binary objects. What I had mentioned, JSON is Java objects, and JSON is binary objects. Now MongoDB instance can have 0 or more databases, like unlike where when you install SQL or MySQL, you have some predefined tables already installed, you have a test database or some databases already existing. This is not the case with MongoDB. MongoDB is a very lightweight software. You don't have huge installers for it. You just have to copy paste certain files, and yes, you can start about using it. I will just take you through the installation through the later part of it, but then this forms the crux of MongoDB. Now even when I make a database, it will have collections. Unlike tables, it is going to have collections. So when I am going, like throughout this tutorial, I will be using the term collection. You all can relate it to table for those who are relating it to with RDBMS, and I'm going to use the word documents, which will mean rows in RDBMS. So for those who relate it, it will become easier if they are try and understand that whenever I say that I want to create a table or then I'm going to create a collection. Now the only part that is very much similar with RDBMS counterparts is the indexes. The way MongoDB indexes its data is very similar to the way it indexes the data in RDBMS counterparts. As you all can see here, MongoDB supports dynamic schema, or it can be schemaless. And now if I want it to store data like a CSV comma separated file that you are taking from SQL, and I want to put it into MongoDB. A file in MongoDB is going to be the file in SQL that you want to push into MongoDB is a structured file. So in that case it will have a schema, but there will be many instances. Since it is no SQL or a non-structured language, my data need not be having a schema. I will have schemaless data which I want to store in MongoDB. A very good example of this would be those who use a Twitter API for analysis, for social media analysis. They need to store the data. Now in case of tweets, the length of tweets varies, the type of data in tweet varies. So all this data is schemaless. It can all be like a user. If I relate it to a user can have 10 tweets. A user X suppose has 10 tweets, a user Y can have 20 tweets. The data is going to vary, but I'm going to push it all into a single collection as separate documents. So all this forms a schemaless MongoDB, which I can later on use as a part of the big data ecosystem. So for those who want to relate it with RDBMS model, in this slide you can clearly see that both have a database. Now where in RDBMS models I have tables, the similar concept will be a collection, and where I have rows in RDBMS model, the similar concept here is documents.